Hi there, it's Medusa, and this is my spoiler-free review for Anna Karenina. So this movie was out quite a while ago, and it stars Keira Knightley, Aaron Taylor-Johnston, I think that's how you say his name, and Jude Law. So obviously it's an adaptation of the novel Anna Karenina, and what did I think of the movie? First of all, I've never read the book. The only thing I knew about the story going into it was what happens to the main character. So that's all I knew going into this. So I didn't know like the kind of premise, I didn't know anything really about where it was set, what was going on. So basically this movie takes place in the most British part of Russia imaginable. And the problem I found with this movie was it wasn't a terrible movie, but I never would watch it again, sort of thing. And this is a couple of reasons why. One, the way it was set was like it was on a stage play. So basically, you enter. The opening shot basically is this abandoned theatre, and the whole premise of this movie is like it's a stage play. So they kind of present things as if it was a really, I don't know, it's kind of complicated to explain. So basically you watch it as if you're watching a stage play, except with far better budget, I suppose. So, and obviously no audience or anything like that, and there's no even like, it's like a movie but made to look like a stage play. That's how I should describe it actually, yeah. And I have a couple problems with that. One, because it isn't a stage play, like this isn't just someone filming a stage play, it's a movie. And I don't think in this context it worked at all. I appreciate the risk. It must have been, it's a bold move, but it just didn't work. I don't think in this production. I couldn't care that much about some of the plots. There was this plot with this absolute simp. No, this kind of, and he just likes this girl, and then it's like this whole plot about him and his brother, and then him in a farm. That's honestly not a spoiler because it absolutely means nothing. And I can imagine that being important in the book. I can imagine that in the book having a kind of a meaningful kind of message as a contrast maybe to the main plot or the main story. So yeah, I can understand that. However, in this movie or stage play movie, whatever you want to call it, it didn't work because I didn't care. As someone who hasn't read the book, I don't understand, as a viewer, the meaning. I don't care about the meaning. I just want to go back to the main story. And what about the main story? I found the whole kind of theatre aspect really off-putting because it wasn't camp and theatre enough to be exactly what it was wanted to be, but it also was which means it's far too much camp and theatre. It was just too, people would be in the background, people would be doing work, and they'd just be I don't know, take these pens. Someone would do a dance every time they did it, so it'd be in the background and you'd be doing, and that would just be the background people, and it would be really off-putting just watching these random background extras just kind of do a dance number, a very subtle dance number, and it just took away from the story because I honestly couldn't tell you 3 things about each character, to be honest, even now. And I know obviously it's based on a book or whatever, but I don't think the translation was at all good, honestly. The acting was fine, but there wasn't enough, because it was kind of set like a theatre show, there wasn't enough background information, because when you watch a show in the theatre, when they were still open, they'd be they go from scene to scene, and you'd kind of just fill in the blanks sort of thing. You wouldn't need to see that kind of development of character, because you know what you're signing up for. It's a very short kind of, segments of things, and you can kind of tell roughly, even if you don't, you don't have hours and hours of development, you can kind of tell quite quickly. But in this, they just skip from scene to scene, and you don't know how much time's passed, and you don't know how anybody kind of feels towards each other in some ways. I still couldn't tell you if somebody's feelings for that person were genuine, and I think I was supposed to. I don't know. And there's just too much weird like snipping, like, so there one time a moment it's this, then it's this, and then someone's sick and then they're better, and then it's just, there's no consistency. It felt like it was just things happening. You don't really care what's happening, they just happen. And things that were supposed to be important and impactful, like foreshadowing, for example, it just doesn't come across that way. It just comes across just kind of like, oh, there's another thing that happened. And I think, especially since it's kind of theatre themed, the sets were kind of made as if they were in like a room. So it's all very like, and I'm like, I do like, you know, artistic kind of cinematography, but in this case it was just kind of just, I was just like, now I don't know, you know, now I know for a fact this isn't real that I'm watching. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, even in like, you know, when you watch a movie, you want to be kind of immersed in this experience. You want to be like, right, I'm watching this, I'm not focused on anything else. I literally, some scenes couldn't focus on anything but the silly dancing in the background, and the, by like the extras, and like the kind of random, you know, time jumps and, you know, stuff. And it just doesn't mean anything. Like, you don't feel invested in anybody. And maybe that's, I don't know if that's the point of the book or something, but when it comes to movies, I don't think this translated well at all. So yeah, what would I say? I don't know. I wouldn't ever watch this again. I don't feel like I would want to watch it again. I don't feel like it was really, was it worth the watch? I don't really think so. I mean, I feel like if you do like it, that's fine, but, and you know, good for you. If you really enjoyed it, that's great. But I just found it too theatre. Oh, and the dance. I know, and maybe I'm just not suited for this movie. I'm 17, maybe I'm just like too stupid and young, or too old, I don't know. And because when they did that dance and they had like the arms, it just like chicken, it was like the chicken dance. It's when the Anna and the guy meet for the first time. Well, the second time, I guess, when they meet in the ball. And they just do, everyone does like a chicken dance. It's like floating hands and stuff. It was just like, I was just like, what? But yeah, that was probably just uncomfortable to me. Anyway, this is what I thought of Anna Karenina. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, please leave a dislike. Thank you so much for watching.